One which was really small, one which was just the thickest thing I've ever seen, and one that was really big. Okay. Outside of those three people, you're all the same.
Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect the views or opinions or any entities they represent. This podcast is about dating experiences. It is not to say one dating app is better or worse than another.
It's no accident that sounds like you're leveling up in a video game. 48% of 18 to 29-year-olds have an online dating profile.
Make them work for it.
45% of people say they're more frustrated with this form of dating than hopeful.
There are so many people you can connect with.
Should I swipe right?
Swipe wrong. Swipe wrong. Setting the record straight on dating apps. Everyday people telling everyday stories of the swipe right world with your host, Chaos.
Well, I know he had a good time.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Welcome to the Upside Down In Between, and welcome to the Swipe Wrong podcast. This is Chaos. I'm the host. This is the #1 podcast amongst flip phone users everywhere. So we're in between. Big shout out to Jay. Jay has put all these together. We're working on season 3 right now. Make sure to like, follow, subscribe, tell a friend. Send us an email, swipewrongpod@gmail.com if there's a story that you want to share, or if you just want to give us hate mail or accolades or anything else. We're happy to listen. 317-426-6616. That's the number to call and leave a voicemail and let us know your story. If you want us to get back to you, we'll be happy to do that. Shoot a text on it too. Texts do come through. And as we're going through, but like I said, shout out to Jay, who cuts up the audio, who makes it to where every week there's something new for you guys. There's something new for you to listen to. I think it wasn't originally planned this way. Maybe in his head it was, and he just didn't share with me, which I wouldn't blame him. So even though we're doing seasons and we have 10 episodes per season, and I think we've already got about 4 or 5, I think, ready for season 3, which I can't wait for you guys to hear the first episode. It's going to be, I was speechless at one point. I was like, holy shit, I just messed up the audio and got to get it fixed. So he just makes sure that we all have something new to listen to, so that way you're not going, oh boy, well, maybe season 2 will come out in about 10 weeks and I'll re-listen to it then. But enough content out there for everything to keep going, so there's something new for you. Anyway, that all being said, hopefully you guys are enjoying it and telling a friend, and they're all binge listening. So keeping the theme alive with the bonus episodes. Sit back, relax, put your feet up, enjoy, grab some popcorn, get it buttered if you need to. If you're in traffic, please, for the love of God, don't hit that person next to you, and be safe and enjoy all the same.
Guys think that like posting pictures of themselves from 10 years ago is appropriate. And like, no, that looks is everything.
But it's a big part. We'll not bullshit shit. Yeah.
I'm not going to look the same, in 10 years from now either. Sure.
Right.
So like, I get it that like, if I like you now physically and whatever, that's going to change, but like, hopefully the connection is more than that, but it just doesn't set you off on a good path. Cause it's like, well, what the fuck else are you lying about? Like, I don't know. But so I do think video chat is good to sort of screen for that. And like you're saying, like, can you carry a spontaneous conversation?
Exactly. Exactly.
That sort of thing. So I do try to incorporate some of that prior to meeting now. Like, let's at least audio chat on the phone, if not a video chat. I struggle with the video chat because I don't, it's like, we're going to talk at 8:00 at night, and I like got home from the gym and I haven't showered, and like, this is not how I want to present myself to you the first time out of the gate, but
Stop it.
I'll do it. You know what I'm saying? So some of those rules, I think, are good to do when you start dating.
Yeah. I love when I first started talking to somebody, she wanted to do a phone call, and it didn't make sense to me, and I didn't understand why. But as I've gotten around, you don't want to sit across the table from somebody if you can't carry on a conversation. So I totally get that. I came around that for sure. I totally understand that.
Yeah, I do think it's like a more important part of dating or whatever. And I mean, I have made some great friends from dating. Like I have met some great people. There are 3 guys that I consistently talk to that I met on dating apps that is not like necessarily in a romantic way. 2 of whom are like so important to me, in my life that I can't imagine them not being in my life. So there have been, some positive. Obviously, the guy I dated for a long time, I met on a dating app. So there are some positives to doing it. For sure. But, it's kind of that, like, as we said, it's a numbers game. That's like, 1 out of 100.
100%. And it's so many more numbers. You have so many more people that you come in contact with. It's insane. And
I do think, somebody needs to and I'm sure this is being done, but like, there does need to be like some research on the whole, like, dating culture and how it's contributing to me and to society in general, just how people treat each other. Like, I saw like I think it was like an account I follow on Instagram where they were talking about like ghosting and why has ghosting become so prevalent. And it was like, it's kind of like this whole throwaway culture, right? Where it's like, because we don't have to actually interact in person. And there's this whole with the dating apps, there's always somebody else, right? Like if you don't have a match today, you'll have a match tomorrow. Like you can, it doesn't work out with this person. So there's so many things going on where it's like, you could meet somebody that could be great, but I do think there's this attitude of like, but is there somebody better?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, is there a better connection? Can I find everything I'm looking for instead of having to compromise on anything? And so, and I think if it doesn't work out, it's very easy to just ghost or delete and not have to like have a conversation with somebody. It's really changed. And right now we have younger generations who are just going to dating apps and not even trying to date in real life, So it's interesting to me.
I totally. And take it. I'll add a little bit to it. Like if there's anything that is misconstrued in any of the text messages exchange, which can happen all the time, it's like, well, fuck you. I'm going to go to the next person. It's
correct.
Like, they're not even a work through it thing.
No. Yeah. It's just an automatic delete, or block or whatever. And I see that all the time. And I'm like, man, well, and you and I joked about our friend because I'm like, he and I talk like we don't communicate well over text.
Right. Exactly.
We would never fight in person ever. Like there's no way it would ever happen. But on text, we've gotten into arguments because we don't know what the other person
Exactly. I totally saw that and I started laughing. I'm like, all right, because Mike and I will say the same thing. We're like, we call it fast food dating. It's just like, because like it's just you can go one after another. It's just how people treat it. And it's like, it's like, damn, this person's under a heat lamp. We need to, get them out of here. So because of the text fights that you can have, you do that over the thread and Bumble and you're just like, forget it. And they may be a great person. You have no idea.
I don't know. My guess is that women are predominantly the ones doing that are like deleting and whatever instantly. And I'm like, because I see some of my girlfriends do it, and I'm like, hold on, like, did you ask him if that's what he really meant?
Sure.
Or like, so the only time it happened to me is I remember I matched with this guy on Bumble, and all of a sudden we start rapid fire texting, right? It's going back and forth, and it clearly says on my profile what my job is.
Right.
But so he asks me, what do you do for a job or something? And I said, I'm an OB nurse. Instantly deleted me.
What?
And I was like,
what?
I was like, is it because I've seen more vaginas than you have? Like, are you intimidated because I know more than like, what the heck?
Oh my God.
It was so random. I was like, what? I don't even know what I said wrong. Like, I have no idea what I said wrong.
Exactly what we're talking about.
And I was like, are you in labor and delivery with your wife right now? And you're afraid it's me? I don't know what's going on.
Oh, she's our life coach. She's the one that's going to be there. Holy shit. Oh my God.
But, and back to the dick pics and whatever, I think women handle those kinds of texts in so many different ways. I'm so hard to offend. Like it takes a lot to offend me. So like I personally, if a guy does something inappropriate, I'll give him a chance and I'll be like, stop, like knock it off. Don't be stupid. And if they do, and a lot of times they do, like guys are always going to fucking push the boundaries and see how far they can go with you.
Absolutely.
And I get it, but I'm not saying it's okay, but I get it.
Yeah.
So you want to test it. I tell you, that's too far. You cross the line, which my line is pretty far. So like, cross line and like, you know, you really cross the line and you back off, then like, we're cool. I'm fine. Whatever. Like I'm not, but other people see like a dick pic or a sex text come through and they just delete and block. And I'm like, I don't know, like, calm down.
Yeah. I'm still yet to find the woman that says once the dick pic came through is when she decided that's when I needed to sleep with them. No one's ever
right, exactly, yeah. And that's why I'm like, I do like I like you're a guy and you don't seem to understand it either. Like I want a male to explain this to me. Like when, like I don't know that I've ever even asked for one. Like you know.
Ironically, I've only had one person I've talked to said that she asked for him. This person's also my sister. And she's like, I want to know what I'm getting into. I was like,
see, I like the element of surprise a little bit. Like,
yeah.
I get it because it is, and this is the other thing I say to guys all the time. I can tell you with the number of people that I have been with or whatever, which I'm not saying is a shit ton because it's not, but you're almost all the fucking same. Like,
that's fair.
Three exceptions in my life, I will say. One which was really small, one which was just the thickest thing I've ever seen, and one that was really big. Okay. Outside of those three people, you're all the same. There is like if there's a difference, it's so small that like so like stop worrying about it. It is unfortunately women are not in the same boat. Like all of our boobs are very fucking different.
Fair enough.
Right?
Fair enough.
And even our vaginas are very different.
Okay.
Like, you know, there's so much difference there. You guys are pretty much the same.
Yeah. It's cold outside. Stop. Like, no. So I'm
not like, I get what your sister's saying. And there has been the occasion where you're like, I kind of thought it was going to be a little better. But that tends to be more just about the sex in general.
Sure.
The size of your penis.
Thank you for being along for the ride of the Swipe Wrong podcast, where we take everyday people like you and me telling their everyday stories of their swipe right life. Show is produced by Jay Pelham. He is the host of Pelham Place. If you want to reach out to the show and tell us your story, we'd love to hear it. Give us a call. Google Voice us at 317-426-6616. Leave your information and we'll get back to you, or just your story. You can also email us at swipewrongpod@gmail.com. We are on Insta, Facebook, TikTok. We're out there. I am Chaos, the host of Chaotic Commentary. You can find me pretty much anywhere that you see me. And next week, the saga continues.
Swipe wrong. Swipe wrong.